Hi everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for the next Saturday with Stacy, YouTube class number 358. I am up here taping on Thursday. Normally I tape on Fridays, but last week I came up on Thursday, kind of a spur of the moment thing, because there was a brush fire going on not too far from us, really not too far from us, and I was concerned that I might not be able to tape on Friday. So I came up late Thursday and did it Thursday night, and I'm back on Thursday. Why? Well, there's another brush fire. This one is in Lake Hughes, and it's not close, but if the wind were to swing in the other direction, it could be on us like that. So Mr. SMS and I do have friends in Lake Hughes, and I do know that homes have been lost, so we're waiting to hear from our friends that they are doing okay. I have a couple SMS girls who live closer to Castaic, and again, if the wind were to swing in a different direction, they would have to be evacuated. So I came up on Thursday. This time, I told everybody I was coming up on Thursday because the fire started yesterday. So I do have all the winter chicken dinners this week. Yay! There's 4 of you, 2 from last week and 2 from this week. Now, this YouTube I can say in 3 words: worldwide launch. No, I can't say it in 3 words. There's so much more to tell you. But it is a worldwide launch, and it is from my friends at Aladine. Now, Keep It Cool Kevin and Mad Scientist Fred, they are my peeps over at Aladine. Fred is the owner, who is a chemist and just comes up with the most amazing things ever. And then Kevin is the one who makes sure that I get them. And you may know Aladine for their brand of products that are called IZink. IZink Diamond Glitter, IZink Ice, IZink Natural Paint. And they come in those cute little tube or pouches that kind of look like your yogurt pouches, or as a kid, like a Go-Gurt pouch. But what they're filled with is amazing. So Mad Scientist Fred is the one who makes all of those concoctions. It's branded under IZink, but the company is actually called Aladine. And Keep It Cool Kevin, he is the one who just makes sure that everything just goes the way it's supposed to go. And when it's not going the way it's supposed to go, I have no idea there's a problem. That's because he's just cool. Now, Kevin is in the United Kingdom, and Fred is in France, Lyon, France. I'm going to get there one day. They've invited me over, but obviously I can't go now, COVID-19, and we're not going anywhere. But someday I will find myself over at their factory. For now, I have got a worldwide launch for you. And it's not a glitter or a paste or anything like that. We have decided to expand our horizons. Well, they decided to expand their horizons, and then my eyes went boing, and I said, oh yeah, yes please, I'll take 2. Worldwide launch right here, I'll take 2. So I'm excited to bring that to you today. We may step out of your box just a little bit, but you really shouldn't have a box when it comes to crafting. You should just be free to create whatever makes your heart happy. And that's what we're going to do today. I've got product from Aladine. I've got product from the Crafters Workshop. I've got product from ThermoWeb. I've just got a whole bunch of stuff to show you. And the worldwide launch product is at a price that is holy smokes artichokes. It really is. And I have to tell you, let's do winter chicken dinner, and then I will tell you. Okay, our winter chicken dinner is, okay, first off, winter chicken dinner from last YouTube and two YouTubes. I've got 4 winners. So if you posted a comment on a YouTube, you go into the chance to be a winter chicken dinner and receive a $25 gift card. Those comments just have to be nice. That's all. Be kind. Before you type what you are going to type, ask yourself, is it really productive? Is it really going to change anything? Is it going to make the person who reads it feel any better about themselves? Is it constructive? Because you can say what you need to say in a kind way, or is it maybe just a wee bit on the side? If there is a concern, don't post it, because we will not approve it. If it's just plain old rude, stop. Do you have to post something about me? No. Do you have to post something about this YouTube? No. You don't have to tell me you loved the class. You don't have to tell me you like the foil, or you can tell me you love Keep It Cool Kevin. You can tell me that you just had puppies. You can tell me that somebody was just released from the hospital and blessings are abound. You can tell me that your 10-year-old child made you dinner for the first time. You don't know what you ate, but it doesn't matter. It is the thought that counts. You can post anything you want. Just be kind. It's not hard. Really, you learned it in kindergarten. So, continue forth. So these 4 people posted things that were kind, even if it's just to say hello. Simple as that. Hello. Hey, everybody. It doesn't have to be a book, but it does have to be what? Yes, kind. So these 4 people are going to receive a $25 gift card. Congratulations. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to email us. You don't have to call us. You don't have to do anything. We are going to put this in your online account. Now, if you don't have an online account with us, you're going to need to make one and then email us and let us know that you've done that so we can apply your $25 account. If you go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com and you register for an account, I can give you your money to spend on anything that makes your heart happy in our store. All right, let's go. Our first winner chicken dinner is from YouTube 356. That's the one I did last week where I didn't have the winners with me. Luella Stevens. Hello, Luella Stevens. Is that you? If it is, congratulations. You are a winner chicken dinner. Let's move on. I'll do the dance at the end. Oh, there's the siren. Our next winner from 356, that was August 1st, and it was the interactive card class that was featuring the Archon Wild and Tim Holtz stamps. Oh, that Archon Wild die, that easy peasy one. How about Twyla Hodnet? I'm going with Hodnet. Hello, Twyla Hodnet. Congratulations to you, my dear. You too are a winner chicken dinner. Then we have our winners from last YouTube, which was 357. That was the Spellbinders kits, Oh Swoon, and the dies that they had to go with them, and how to emboss them and then ink them and keep that perfectly white, beautiful frame. Our first winner is Beatrice Torres. Hello, Beatrice Torres. Is that you? If it is, congratulations to you. But you're not alone. There's one more winner. Our last winner is Norma Spurlock. Hello, Norma Spurlock. Congratulations to you too. Now, what do we have to do? We have to do the winner chicken dinner dance. It just is what it is. It wouldn't be a YouTube without it. Well, last week it was, but anyway, okay, you guys, are you ready? So for you 4, you're a winner chicken dinner. You're a winner chicken dinner. Wahoo, kachoo for you. Congratulations. Look at your account, find your money, spend it any way you want, and I hope you enjoy. Now, I'm gonna have to reach over here for a half a second. I'm gonna have to do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, because I see that I'm beeping. I just stuck my hand in something. Oh my goodness, Stacy gracious. All right, let's talk about worldwide launch. Aladine product, not their, gosh, they didn't even brand it under IZink. It's not even an IZink product. It's just Aladine. So I get this call, bring, which actually was FaceTime because I can't go to London to the UK, and Kevin's not coming to the US. So bring FaceTime. Hey Kevin, how are you doing? Good, Stacy, how are you? Great. Listen, Stacy, I've got some new products. We showed you one of them at Creativation, and the prototypes are coming in. I want to send them to you. Great. Who doesn't like to see things way before everybody else? Fabulous, Kevin. Send them. I know we talked about them at Creativation, which was in January. Can't wait to get them and see them. Okay, bye. So a couple weeks later, the package comes in the mail. Bring. Stacy, did you get the package? I did. He said, now, please be careful. There's only 2 samples of everything in the world. We've got one set and you've got the other. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be careful. He said, don't lose them. I won't lose them. Of course, I misplaced them about a half a dozen times, no question about it. And he said, so what did you think of which is what I saw in Creativation. I said, oh yeah, that was really nice, but what I want to talk about is, he's like, no, I just threw those in just on a whim just to see what you thought about them. And I'm like, he goes, let's talk about what we talked about in Creativation. And I said, oh, well, sure, we can talk about that later. Let's talk about this stuff that you didn't tell me you were sending, that I opened the box and I'm like, holy smokes, artichokes, what are these and how do I get them? I don't do that very often because I don't see new product very often. And when I mean new product, I mean different from anything anybody else has. Do you know how different it is, or how hard it is to come up with something different than anybody else in the crafting market? I mean, really, it's a difficult thing to do. How many glitter glues are out there? Ranger had Stickles for forever, but then Nouveau came along, and then, I mean, there's a lot of different glitter glues out there. How many different types of foils, and I mean, there's just tons of similar product, but somebody had to be the first. And then everybody else said, and then they slightly tweak it. Sometimes they don't even bother to the slightly part, and then they brand it under their own name. That is not being called knocked off. It's called parallel marketing. Sounds so much better, doesn't it? I mean, you can find my dies, my original designs on, AliExpress or Alibaba. Now, they're mine, but they parallel marketed me. It happens. So when somebody comes out with something that is brand new that I have never seen before, and again, I see a lot, so that's hard. When that box came, I looked at what I was supposed to look at, but then I went zing right over to what I have for you today. And he's like, really? And I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, but I thought you would like the other better. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Love the other thing better, or I love the other thing, and we'll talk about that and we'll do it. But I want this. How quickly can I get it? Hence the worldwide launch. Now you're wondering, what is it that she's got that nobody else has? I'm going to walk you through it. It's easy. It's affordable. It is different. And I think when you see what you can do with them, it will tempt you into being maybe a little outside the box you have put yourself in. Don't be in that box. Step out. Forget the box. Step on the box. Ship the box off to somebody else, because this product is for every level of crafter. It is for every type of crafter. If you like to work with fabric, you're going to like this. If you like to work with wood or metal, you're going to like this. If you like to work with tote bags and t-shirts, you're going to like this. If you like to work with glass or plastic, you're going to like this. If you like to work with paper, you're going to like this. Okay, have I teased you enough? Are you like, get on with it, girl? Okay, let's get on with it. I'm going to tilt down. We're going to get started for today. And Oh, I don't know that I have any samples to show you. Oh, this one's beautiful. We'll start with this one. And we'll play away. All right, down I go. Bye, everybody. Don't lose the samples. Really? Well, I guess when there's only 2 sets in the entire world, they would like to make sure that you keep track of their samples. Tilt down a little bit more and zoom in a little bit more. Does that look about right? I think I'm going to scooch this over just a little bit. Okay, so let me just show you a sample that one of the girls did. I'm thinking this might be Doris. Could be wrong, but I'm thinking that might be Doris, and let me zoom it on in. My zoom is me going very slowly to the camera. Ooh, ah. Okay, now stick with me. Don't turn me off yet. Do not. Let me pull over what I have to show you and start with today. All right. Yes, it's a stencil. You're like, a stencil? There's stencils all over the place. Well, you're right, there's stencils all over the place. But there's not a stencil like this all over the place. First off, I've got 6 of them. There's 6 different styles that we have brought in, and they retail for $6.90 each. And then they're on a YouTube Yummy. And you're like, okay, but what makes this so unique and so different? Where would you like to start? First off, do you see how thick it is? You see how thick that stencil is? These stencils are 3-dimensional. That means a typical stencil is almost as flat as a piece of copy paper. Typical stencil is thin like this, and you put it down and you tape it and you move inks or pastes or whatever you want over it. That's what we're used to. This has dimension. This has depth. This has detail and opportunity to build up as opposed to staying flat. Amazing. But it gets better. It's not just a thick stencil. Ooh, Stacy. Peel, 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 peel. Well, it's a hardy stencil. Look at that. The back is also different than anything you've seen before. Now, what makes it different? The same thing that makes my craft mat different. I was the very, very first to come out with a craft mat that had a silicone back. And why did it have a silicone back? Because when you put it down, that silicone back grips whatever your table is, and it won't slip and slide. So I had a non-stick, I have a non-stick on the top and a non-slip on the bottom. Anybody want to guess what their bottom is made out of? Silicone. So when you put their stencil down, it does not slip. It does not move. But you peel it right back up. It's not a sticker. It is silicone. Down, up, down. Try and move it. Go ahead, try. Up. So they not only made a stencil that has got dimension to it. I mean, those wells are thick. They've made a stencil that doesn't move. And they did it for under $7 a stencil. And then, of course, we have it on a YouTube Yummy sale. They are pretty amazing. They are all this weird colored green. Not sure where the color came from, but I guess it's more teal. I can live with the color. But I do want to tell, well, you know, maybe I'll show you really quickly. I'm going to show you really quickly the 6 that we have, just so you can see them. So I've got kind of a shelly one, shells, and the one that I was playing with. And these beautiful florals. And then look at the rose. Background and the leaves. They are all made exactly the same way. And they all work like a dream. Now they are hardy, which means they don't just fall apart. They can be washed. I can get them wet and wring them out and they'll go right back into shape. Just think about a silicone baking sheet perhaps. If you ever use those, how easy they are to use and to clean up. Think about my craft mat, how easy it is to use and to clean up. Same thing here, only in a stencil version. I thought it was genius. You know what, I'm gonna tilt that down just a little bit more. I thought it was genius. And I was supposed to be looking at something completely different that was in the box, but then I think they sent me one or two. And I'm like, what are these? And the whole conversation, I had to have these. So I'm doing the other one later too. Trust me, I wanted that too. But to find something that you've never seen before at a price that is affordable, that will let you work on so many different elements and add dimension, it was a rock star to me. How do we use these? Now, first things first, it does have that silicone back. And in the beginning, it is very sticky. It almost has the same type of film a clear stamp would have. Let's say you just bought yourself a brand new amazing set of clear stamps and you pull the liner off and it kind of feels a little sticky. That's what you're going to get here. And if you don't do something about that little bit of sticky, what can happen, and I don't know that it will because I've been touching it now like crazy, what can happen is when you put it down on your paper, look at, is that rock star? I mean, that's really amazing, right? What can happen is that after you add whatever you're going to do to it and you pull it up, it can take some of the paper with you. It can, when they're brand spanking new, the silicone has got like a film on it, so you can wash them. My recommendation is that you just kind of get some of your finger oils on it. The girls were taking it and kind of putting it, picking up some lint from their clothes, and that just took away enough so that it's still stuck, but it didn't take your paper with it when you pull up. Important to know. Will it get little glitters on the back of it and things like that? Absolutely. You're just gonna wash it off, and you can absolutely wring it up and wash it off and then pull it back out, and it's gonna go right back out to the way it was. It is an amazing little tool, and it definitely is a tool. So we're gonna start with these today, and I wanna say 3 or 4 different techniques to show you with them, or 3 or 4 different types of product to show with them. So which one do I want to use? I don't know. Maybe we will start with this one. Maybe I'll just start with this one. So the first thing I want to play with is IZink product, because this is an Aladine product and I want to use something IZink. I have 2 different IZink products in front of me, and IZink is the brand. Aladine is the company. I have IZink Ice and I have IZink Natural Paints. Totally different product. I also have IZink Diamond Glitter too in front of me. We're not going to use too much of this, but IZink Diamond Glitter. So they all come in these cute little pouches, and which keeps them from drying out, which is really, really nice. And it's easy to use, easy to get it out. However, just remember, less is always more. Once you take it out of the pouch, it's really hard to put it back in. So ice, before I play with that, let's just open up an ice. Beautiful colors. And let's just put a little ice down on my... So ice is more of a transparent type of medium. It lays down beautifully It will blend without question. Let's see. So if I add a little green, maybe a little more blue. They're so pretty. So it's a glaze type of product that dries with a sheen to it. And you can just keep layering and layering and layering until your heart is happy. We've used IZink Ice quite extensively, and Seth Apter is the one who has worked on the colors with Aladine, and I know that Seth has got some amazing videos out on IZink Ice. I've got some, hopefully what you would think are amazing videos on IZink Ice, but you do have the availability to just keep layering color on top of color, and yet it's not opaque. You just can layer and still see the colors that are underneath. That is what IZink Ice is. That is different than their natural paint. This is a paint. 80% of it is made from natural ingredients. It's a DIY paint. You can use it on anything, as can you use the IZink Ice. So all of the IZink product is meant to go on glass, on metal, on plastic, on fabric, on wood, on paper. I mean, you really just have an amazing opportunity. It's really very much an all-purpose type of product. So the IZink Natural is definitely more of a paint and more opaque than the ice. So you're not going to be able to see through. You can blend them without question, but it definitely is a paint type of product as opposed to more of a glaze type of product. And then, where am I going to put these? How about there? Well, no, let's keep them here for now. And then the other item, the other IZink product that we have today, just to have it here handy, is the IZink Glitter. And their glitter is amazing. It has fabulous coverage, and the thing about their glitter is that it dries like that. I mean, it really dries super, super fast. In fact, this room is hot. This is already starting to dry. How do you know? Well, it's not moving. So the IZink Glitter is beautiful. The coverage is amazing. It also can be put on fabric, on metal, on glass, on plastic. So Mad Scientist Fred over at Aladine, really, I mean, that's what he was. He's a chemist, and he really understands how to put together product for a crafter who wants to have more uses than just one for any particular item that they buy. Now, how are we going to use this stuff today with the stencils that they have brought out? Okay, so we have ice, translucent and beautiful and glossy. We have diamond glitter, pretty, dries in fact, that's dry. Is that crazy? Try to do that with a glitter glue. Beautiful colors, easy to work with. And then we have the natural paint, which is going to give you that all over coverage and more of a DIY paint. So now I can put these over there, and we are going to move into stenciling. Clean up my little mess. Stencils I'm using today are from the Art Sherpa. They are going to be yours for free. Yes, free, with an I Want It All purchase of either the stencils or the modeling pastes from the Crafter's Workshop, which we haven't even got to yet. So let's pull a stencil out. Oh, Stacy, did I do what I think I did? I did, but you know what? It doesn't matter because it just comes right off. Okay, let's take a piece of paper and let's play. So maybe I've got 5 or 6 different things I want to show you. Stenciling, worldwide launch of 3-dimensional stencils 5 different ways. Is that a title? Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the ice. And I am just going to put a daub of it. Now I've put my paper down. I haven't put any tape or glue or anything underneath. And see how it doesn't move? That is the amazing part of the stencil. I'm going to throw some of this down, not too much, and I'm going to move it around with my palette knife. And it's going to start filling up those holes. And then maybe I take some of the bright blue, again, ice, and I put some of this down. I don't want to put too much down because as I add, I'm going to be able to move it around and add more and wick it out, get it all over the place, so that if I don't have some there now, I'll end up with some in the white spots maybe a little bit later. So now I've got some blue in there. And how about just a touch of maybe purple? Just a touch of purple. And it just fills my holes. And you can see that my stencil is not moving, and yet I didn't add any tape to it at all. And those colors are so pretty on top of each other. Maybe a little green. You can always add more, but you can't put it away. Once you blob it out, it's hard to put away. Add a little green here maybe. And I like that bright blue. So it's really up to you to play with it until your heart is content. Oh, I don't know. Decisions, right? Think long, think wrong, just go. All right, good enough. Is every spot filled in? No, but I'm pretty good. All right. Meh. Until you pull your stencil up. And then you're like, yeah, I know, that looks just like a stencil. But can you see the side view? Can you see the depth of that? Can you see how high that is off the paper? Can you see the dimension that it is giving to the paper? It is crazy. Normally you would lift this up and it would be pretty flat because the stencil is pretty flat, but not these 3D stencils. Oh no, not at all. I'm hoping that I'm getting that for you so that you can see the dimension of the paste. Totally different than anybody else's, and on top of that, it doesn't move. Right? Okay, very cool. I know. Let's move on. Let's take another piece of paper. And let me wipe this up. And let's do this again. I'm not even going to clean my stencil. Maybe I wiped the back of it because I got it dirty. Okay, I wiped the back of my stencil. but I'm just gonna put it down. We're just gonna go. Put it down. Look at that. Crazy, I tell ya. Well, I know how excited they were because it was as excited as I was when I came out with my craft mat. I was the very, very first on the market to do a craft mat that's so thick that has the silicone back, and it just doesn't move. Nobody else, I mean, it was awesome. The first time I saw my prototype when it came through, it was like, ah! And I only did it because nobody else had it. Now, let's do this really dark blue. Let's do this really dark blue. And again, this is the ice, so it's always going to be a little translucent. And then just for fun, get a nice little layer down there. Just for fun, let's add back in some of that green. Little daubs, that's it, just little daubs. And let's add in some of that green. Kind of blend those colors. Okay, you think that's good enough? All right. Then let's grab the white IZink ice. I know I need to stop, but I want to get, okay, I need to stop. Okay, let's blend in or get the white IZink ice. Close enough on the lids. Not exactly the right color lid, but that's okay. So this is the white, but it's not really white. It's a pearlescent, and it's beautiful. Let's open it up. And let's lay some down. Zoop. And then let's put it right on top. You're like, Stacy, what did you do? Oh, wait. Maybe just a little bit more white. I just wanted to, okay, I'm gonna be done. All right, are we ready? Looks like a hot mess. Oh, see, it's peeling my paper a little bit. Yep, it sure did. Right there, wouldn't you know it? Oh, and peeled it there too, but that's okay. So what I want you to see is how you've got the undercolor. Look at the blue that I put down first. As it's coming through, because the dimension is so high, that dark blue, you can see it. It almost looks like a slight shadow. Is that amazing? And again, the dimension is so high. So I started with a super dark color. Oh, look at that. That looks so pretty. And then when this dries, that white is now going to be, it's now a baby blue, is going to have this sheen to it that is amazing. But because you've got these deep wells in the stencil, It allows you to lay down multiple colors and tier them up. So when you peel the stencil off, you can see the layers, almost like the layers of a cake. And yet you didn't do anything hard to get it that way. But I'm gonna tell you, people are gonna wanna know how you did that, how you got two colors on top like that. So easy. I didn't put down one color, let it dry, come back, put the stencil down, and then slightly shift it and put another color down. No, no, no. I just went and did. And it was beautiful. Okay, let me put that one off to the side. Oh, I'm going to have so many samples, I'm not gonna know what to do with them all. Okay, let me wipe up my mess. I know you all are probably saying, oh, it's a good thing she's in a black sweater today. Last week I was in a white sweater and I was using black ink, India ink. And there were some comments like, you had me so worried watching you do that in your white sweater. All right, so let's just wipe down. Now I would take this to a sink and just wash it down. And absolutely, I could have taken another piece of paper, put it underneath. I could have taken a piece of paper, pulled off the top. I mean, you have opportunities to get that extra IZink off any way you want. See, it pulled a little bit of my paper. New stencil. All right, so I'm gonna set this one off to the side. Oh, Mr. SMS's desk is gonna look beautiful. And I'm gonna wash my hands. Whoop. So it is water soluble, but that means if you're going to use it on fabric or anything like that, you do need to heat set. Yes, and then you're able to wash the IZink product. Now let's take a look at another one. Which one do we want to play with? And I'll pull one that's already been opened that the girls were working with. How about decisions. How about we do we'll just do the leaves since it's right there. Colors I'm going to use aren't leafy colors, but that's okay. So I've got leaves right now. And let's pull it over. And and you can see the back has got stuff all over it. It's got glitter, it's got paste, it's got stuff, it's got embossing powder that was on the table, and yet it still sticks down. Oh, my fingers are so sticky. It still sticks down in place. And if you want to be sure that it isn't going to peel up your paper, you need it to have all of that little stuff on the back, because a brand new one is just like if it were a new stamp set. It's got that sticky residue that might cause you to peel your paper. Now, I'm going to play quickly with the IZink Nature. And we're going to blend some of these colors too. So I'm going to take my yellow, and I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow down. So this is a DIY paint. Do you have to use IZink to do this? No, of course not. What do you have? Let's get some down. Let's add a little more over here. Zoop. And then maybe we'll do a little of this. And blend that in. Now the IZink paint is like a paint, so it's not going to be that translucent-y color that the ice is going to give you. And you just keep adding until you're happy. I could balance it out maybe with a little bit of natural or white. and swirl that in. And just get it in all my nooks and crannies. And then last but not least, let's throw in a little bit of this dark red. Now these are leaves, so I don't think that this is necessarily, well, maybe they're very tropical leaves, right? Ooh. Holy smokes, I don't know if I just ruined it or I just made a masterpiece. It's only paper. Remember, I'm using a piece of 80-pound cardstock. Only paper. Let's see what we get, shall we? Looks like a terrible hot mess. I agree, totally. What do you think? Colors are easy, they blend beautiful. I started with my lightest color first this time and built on. And the dimension is what you get that no other stencil can give you. Not that I know of. I have to say, the caveat to this is that I have not ever seen. So pretty and easy. Now what to do with this? I have no idea. You can cut this up, you can use it for borders, you can just put a sentiment in the middle of it. I mean, you have options because you've made your own paper. Ultimately is what you've done. You've made your own paper. Let's put this one over there. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of these by the time I'm done. And I'm gonna clean my desk. I'm gonna clean. Gosh, I almost feel like I should take something and just see if it's still wet enough to do. I wonder if I misted it, if it would have stayed wet long enough for me to get that up. Very abstract. But hey, why not? It's only paper, right? So I would take this and I would wash this. Oh. I don't know, can you see that? You think it'll come up? Oh, I pushed too hard. Ah, Stacy. What if we try again? I just put a little bit of wetness and I just put that down and pull it up. And this time don't press as hard as I did. Gosh, I'm gonna go through black and white paper like crazy today. Ooh, again, abstract. Very cool. This one would have come out perfect, but I pushed too hard. But that's okay. I would die cut flowers or something out of this. I absolutely would not throw these away. I would use them for something. And when I say I would, I mean the SMS girls will make fabulous samples out of them at some point. So the paint is definitely more like a DIY paint. You may have paint at home already that you can use. I want to just kind of clean the back of this just a little bit. Or maybe I just use a different one. All right. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Sound effects required. All nice and clean. But what if I take another piece of paper one I put it down. And I do some, maybe some green ice underneath. Is that green? That, it's not green, but it's green enough. It's going to have to be. I do some green ice underneath. And then what if I came back with some white, just the white paint? Not even the ice, just the plain white DIY natural paint, and put that over the top. Ooh, but what if I do want some pearly and add some of the ice white to give that pearl luster? Can I mix the different paints between the ice and the diamond and the, you bet I can. What if I even wanted to take, how full can I make this, right? What if I even wanted to take some of the glitter and throw some of the glitter on there? All right, let's see what we've got. I threw everything, including the kitchen sink, on here. So I didn't clean my stencil well, but now you can see that green of the ice underneath on top of the white. And then you can see the little flecks of IZink diamond, just as a little glitter accent to it. Yes, you absolutely can mix these and blend these and use multiple. So if you've got a couple colors of ice and you've got a couple colors of diamond and you've got some DIY paint or you've got the naturals, you're good to go. So pretty and so easy, but I am going to take this one. It needs to be washed at this point. All right, so we're just going to keep making samples. Let's move on. Oh, the girls are going to love me for this. Cleanup day at SMS YouTube time is going to be, we're just going to bring a bucket in. Now, I've been playing with these, with the ice and the natural paints, which are beautiful, but they don't have the really strong metallics that you want. You know, sometimes just you want to do something on black, you want it to have that beautiful, beautiful metallic look to it. What do we want to play with? I guess we can play with this one again. Oh, no, don't touch it, it's not dry. Oh, Stacy. Well, it's not so bad. I think I saved it. One of my samples over there, the first one I did. So, beautiful metallics. Who makes beautiful metallics? Well, I'm going to tell you to start with, we used to carry Dreamweaver and their pastes because their pastes were amazing. And this isn't a mousse. This isn't a, it is a modeling clay or a modeling paste, and it's by the Crafters Workshop, a company that I'm not overly familiar with. But I talked to Jamie because we were looking for a paste like this, a super creamy, super rich, high pigmented, intense, blendable color, and I wanted it to be comparable to what Dreamweavers used to make. So she sent me the samples of them, and I loved them. They were everything I thought that they should be. So, again, super creamy, super creamy. They don't dry up. It's not a mousse. This product is made for stencils. That is what it is. The Crafters Workshop, that's what they're known for, is their stencils. And I mean, it's just beautiful. It's not often you can say a product is beautiful, but it's like a fine moisturizer where when you touch it and you put it in your fingers and you lay it down, the coverage is intense and it does what it says it's going to do. And again, it's not a mousse. It's not like the Nouveau Mousse. This is a higher quality product than that. And again, it really is made for stencils and it's made to blend and easy, just like the ices. It just lays down. And because it's a modeling paste, it is not transparent or translucent. So you get a richness to it that is beautiful. And I pick it up and I lay it down, and I pick it up and I lay it down. And then maybe I want another color in here. Maybe I take some of the champagne gold. Now they have, I want to say, I don't know, maybe 10 colors of this. And we've gone with 6 that just made my heart happy. Lay down some of that champagne gold. I wonder if I use one that's maybe just a hair bit stiffer. There we go, a little bit stiffer. So again, this is one of the stencils, or stencil palette knives in the Art Sherpa's kit. And of course you're gonna get that as a free gift. We have that as a free gift right now when you buy an I Want It All, but we'll talk about that later. More importantly is what I've got here. And then maybe just a little bit of the white pearl. Ooh, doesn't that just look like happiness in a bottle? And it's meant to blend. It's meant to add the dimension. Can be used on flat stencils, absolutely. But my gosh, after seeing these 3D stencils, I don't know if I'll go back to flat stencils. That'll be hard because I'm gonna want everything to pop. All right, let's pull it and see what we've got. And again, it's all about the dimension. They really are just, with the creaminess of the paste and the opportunity to layer that color upon color upon color so that you build up as opposed to flat. If you're a crafter who likes dimension, you're gonna love these. And you can just sit there and play and put them aside and make background after background after background after background after background. Put that one aside. Wipe my table down, and maybe we pull out a piece of white paper. I'm gonna feel a little bad about not cleaning this. But what if we did a piece of white paper? Put it right back down. Remember, it's not gonna, well, my table's wet, it's not gonna move. Your stencil's going to stay in one place without you holding it because of that silicone. Let's wipe off my palette knife. And let's just do a little bit on white. And I'm gonna start with some white. And it's gonna pick up some of the other colors because I didn't clean my stencil, and I'm gonna be okay with that. And then let's pick up, is that enough? Am I happy with that? I think I'm okay. Let's pick up some of that, some of the gold, some of the silver, but I've got copper in there. It's only paper, Stacy. It's just paper. Let it go. And get some of that silver in there. And add some more of that white. And kind of mix them in together. No rhyme, no reason, I'm just going. A little bit more of that white in there, come back up. And then let's add this really dark and see what happens. Ooh, this is called Marcosite. Ooh, oh, look at how dark is that. Oh my gosh, is that beautiful. And what I pick up, I just move around. Now you can be very specific with your colors where you put them. I am not. I am just playing and having fun. But if you want to make sure that you've got your colors exactly where you want them to go, sure you can. Okay, what do we think? Should we pick it up? Their paste is beautiful. It really is. You know, there's so many pastes on the market, and I'm careful. You know, I don't want to say something's great if it's not great. I won't say something's great if it's not great. And I really loved the Dreamweaver pastes. And this is comparable. It just makes my heart happy. Oh, see, I didn't clean my stencil, so I got a little goopy in there, but I'm okay. So pretty. And that sheen and the shine of it. Can you see? I don't know if the camera picks up the sheen and the shine, but my goodness gracious, it's beautiful. And again, you can use their paste with any kind of stencil. You don't even have to use it with a stencil. You can take it and just put it onto paper. You want to just color a paper? Go for it. Look at the coverage it gives you. You want to take and make your black paper now this beautiful, beautiful shade. Go for it. You don't have a metallic paper? Easy peasy. Start dye, let it dry, start die cutting, start embossing. You could emboss, you could do your whole page, throw it through an embossing powder, and then lightly sand it so the black comes up. You have got options with these because of the coverage that it gives you and because they are just so darn creamy. Oh, that didn't sound good out there. No, no, no. No, it didn't. Okay, so we have played. Oh, doggies, I'm going through these stencils like crazy. And baby wipes. I got a lovely gift in the mail of a couple packs of baby wipes. We're being so careful not to buy baby wipes since there's so many moms out there that need baby wipes for, I don't know, their babies? Yes. So until COVID-19 is over, we're really trying not to buy anything that is not absolutely necessary. Totally not the right color, but that's okay. Totally not the right color. Beautiful, right? And almost dry. And now what do you want to do with it? I could have done the whole page. I could have done an... Ooh. Ooh, I don't know. White, black, white, black. Decisions, decisions. So I'm putting down some white. Should have cleaned my fingers better, but that's okay. Put down some white. It has the consistency of really good frosting. That's what it reminds, or a really, really expensive moisturizer. My moisturizer comes from Rite Aid. And then, now I'm using my fingers. You can use anything that makes your heart happy to get it down. I just want a beautiful ombre. Of this into that, and I'm going to use every finger I have. I'm going to start with my toes soon. Oh no, I have not had a pedicure in months. Oh my gosh, this is just so pretty. Their paste is magnificent. It really is. And then what do you do with it? Oh, I have no clue at all. Gosh, this would make the most beautiful background, but what if I took, do I even dare? What colors do I have? I'm almost afraid to, but you know, no guts, no glory, right? What if I took my stencil and put my stencil right back down on top of it? And then what if I took my ice? I don't know what we're gonna get. It's only paper, Stacy. That's all it is paper. And lay down some ice. Way too much. Way too much. I laid down way too much. Now, I can't put it back in the tub. How about we just use it? How about we put it on top of a lid so in case I need it again, I can just go grab it there. Oh, my stencil was wet. But you can layer and layer and layer and layer because you've got that dimension. Maybe I should have used a red. I don't know. But my stencil was wet underneath, and you can see the lines from it. But that's okay. It is now grungy, and we will use it for something because now it's got that weathered look to it. There are no mistakes. There's just happy accidents, right? We'll make that weathered something or other. I'll show you a sample that we did that was a total blunder, and yet Claire and Doris made it beautiful. All right, let's put that one there. Okay, let's move on. So we've played with the pastes. These are a lovely little size. They're not too big, they're not too small. They go a really long way, and they're affordable. So if you've never played with modeling pastes before, this is a good opportunity to get some to try out, because again, it's not too much, it's not too little. If it turns out you love, love, love it, they have larger sizes, and it doesn't just have to be used for stencils. Paint it onto your flowers, paint it onto fabric, paint it onto trim, paint it with your paper, and then die cut. Think outside of what it's supposed to do to what you want it to do. And chances are it will work. Just give it a chance. It breaks my heart when somebody says, oh, I only use this for stenciling. And it's like, why? Why? There's so much good stuff. Just like the ice. It's not just meant for stenciling. There's so many beautiful things that can be done with all the IZink product. Don't think about what it should do. Think about what you want it to do. Grab some paper and play and try. You may just be very happily surprised. Or you may throw it away and say, nope, that didn't do what I wanted. But at least you gave it the opportunity. What if you never gave it the opportunity? What if you just kept your crafting things the way you're crafted and used them just for what they're supposed to be used for? That would not be nearly as much fun. All right, so what's next? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let's take a different stencil. Let's get something that's somewhat clean. Okay, so just so you know, this one is still over there. And, ooh, I got this one stuck into one. That one. So this was with the nature. This one was with the Crafters Workshop pastes. Crafters Workshop pastes. This one was just with IZink ice. This one was with ice. Yeah, this one was with the ice on the darker on the bottom and the pearl on the top. This one we did with ice on the bottom, paint on the top, and then a little bit of glitter. And they all still have that dimension. All of this product doesn't then lay flat. It doesn't, as it dries, go zoop. That would be very sad if it went zoop. No, you need it to stay raised. You need to have that dimension still be there as it dries. It doesn't flatten out. None of it. That way, when it's all done, that dimension is there for you. Love, 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 love. But we're about to move on to something completely different using these stencils. So I'm going to put these back. Oh, I did this one too. Oh, love, 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 love. With the Crafters Workshop paste. Just on cardstock. Okay, so let's put those back over there. Hopefully I haven't gotten my arms into anything yet. Come close, I'm sure. Try not to drop them on each other, Stacy. Okay. Pretty, right? Okay, now we're gonna go into something completely different. And I'm gonna bring out another stencil. Ideally one, well, do we wanna go really used or do we wanna go new? This one has really been used. Hopefully it was cleaned. And it will stick down. We're gonna hope. Clean my hands again. And this time I'm gonna use a completely different product. Now I've had this product in my little bins since I heard about it. I mean, it's been sitting there for months and months and months and months, but I had to, there has to be a reason to bring a new product into the store. There has to be a reason for me to bring it to you. And until I can find that reason, as much as I love it, I don't do it. You can't just bring product in for whatever reason. You can't, that doesn't make any sense. You can't have 14 different manufacturers of watercolored pencils, because then really, what watercolor pencils do you really love? You can't have 14 different manufacturers of alcohol markers. I mean, you can, but then if somebody asks me, Stacy, what's your favorite? Well, I have to be able to be honest. And if one is my favorite, that's the one we're gonna carry. So this product it's been out on the market for a little while. I know there are Uber YouTubes on it. I didn't know if I was gonna carry it or not until these stencils came. These stencils made all the difference. It is all about the 3D dimension on these stencils that made me have to have this. So, bring. Hello, Sharon at Deco Foil. This is Stacy, or actually at ThermoWeb. This is Stacy at Scrapbooking Made Simple. You know that stuff you have? Well, I have a couple bottles of it and I was playing with it and maybe we should talk. What is this? It is a little jar of white goodness. It is a two-way glue in a paste. You're like, a two-way glue? What the heavens is that? Well, do you have an Essentials glue pad where we ink up the pad and stamp and let it go tacky and then drizzle glitter over it? Or, I mean, a ton of different things with that Essentials glue pad. Do you have a Zig marker that's a glue marker that has to, it starts blue and then it goes white or clear and then you can put glitter or foils over it? Two-way glue, it's an adhesive. If you stick it to paper right away, paper to paper, it will dry as an adhesive. But what it's really meant to do, is give you an opportunity to add another element, a glitter, a foil. It is meant for that, and it calls for that. It says, oh, don't use me like an adhesive. Use me with one of your glitters or foils and you'll love me. But the duos that they had before was specifically for a laminator type if you wanted to foil. It needed heat. And I'm not big on, I've never done anything with a laminator. I want you to be able to pull it out and work with it and go. I want the most beginning crafter who has absolutely nothing but the back of a they don't have a palette knife, but they've got a butter knife, and they may have a stencil from 1984 that they actually put on their bathroom walls, and they have this and a roll of foil. Let's do this. So when they brought this out where it is heat or no heat, I thought, isn't that very interesting, Stacy? And I bought it and I had it in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, we'll have to think about this. But then these stencils came out, and with that dimension and that depth, I'm like, this is the perfect avenue for you to add foil without having Go Press and Foil or a Minx or whatever, and you can use it with your stencils. It's beautiful. So again, a paste. It's just a super, super thick two-way glue. Super thick. Can you use it with heat? Absolutely. That means you would use it with a laminator. Would I use this, put it down and try to use a heat tool to dry it faster? Absolutely not. It's going to bubble. But when you put it down, all I'm doing is filling these spaces with glue. I'm filling this stencil with a very specific type of glue. Can you do this with Elmer's glue? No. Can you do this with Stay Put glue, my glue? No. Gosh, I wish you could. Can you do this with a a typical glue that you use in your paper crafting. No, this is a very specific type of product. Can you see? I'm not even touching my stencil and it's not moving. Doesn't that just make your heart happy? I wished I had thought of it. I will be honest, there's not a whole lot of things that I wished I had thought of. Post-it notes, whiteout, the computer, some of those, yes. and the stencil, it ranks right up there because that was just brilliant. I can't imagine, I need to make my stencils with this, but I just don't know how I would do that. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation to be had with with Keep It Cool Kevin and Mad Scientist Fred. All right, I'm gonna pull my stencil off. Now, I have to let this dry. It's no different than any other two-way glue. It has to go tacky. It needs to get clear. It does. And because it is so dimensional, it is going to take longer than normal with a typical stencil or a typical stamp that we would be using. And yes, you can use this with your stamps, absolutely. You would wait maybe 3 minutes or so. We would waft it. We would blow on it. But this is so thick, it's so high that it has to sit. How long? That depends. It could be anywhere from an hour or two to more. If you wanted to be sure. Mine, let me put this aside. Mine dried in about 4 hours. Now, again, if you were doing something thin, if I was just taking it and doing something thin like this, it would be dry much faster because obviously the coat is much thinner. Okay, I should not play, but I want to play, but I shouldn't play, but it makes my heart happy to just play. All right, so let's set that aside and let's let it start to go tacky. And I can waft this, and this is gonna dry much faster than this just because of the amount of glue that I used. When it is dry, this is what you're looking for. From this to this, that is what you are looking for. I could turn them the other way. This took about 4 hours, and it is now tacky. It's tacky. What can I do with it? Oh, well, let's play, shall we? With my hands wet. How about we take, how about we start with, this is Aussie Andrews foil, $2.80 a roll. It's not on the YouTube Yummy because I can't do any better than $2.80 a roll. This is a transparent. Look at that. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right on top of some of this. And this is a transparent foil that's going to leave just a little bit of that. It has a triangular iridescent pattern. I don't know. It has a triangular iridescent pattern to it. Oh, there you go. I'm going to lay that right down on top. Now, if I was doing this with a flat stencil, which is what most people have done because, well, I haven't seen 3D stencils, I would run it through my I would put it right now, sandwich it in between 2 cutting plates, and send it through my IZink Big Shot machine. But because I've got such dimension from this stencil, I don't want to smoosh that beautiful dimension that I have built. Don't want to smush that down to nothing by rolling it through my Big Shot machine. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna use my fingers, and I'm gonna use a bone folder. I'm gonna use whatever I can to push that foil into place. So why can't you just use a regular two-way glue, Stacy? Why does it have to be the duos? Well, a two-way glue with a stencil is too thin. It's going to seep underneath. It will. It's just too thin. So when I think I've got this down enough, don't know that I do, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Let's peel up. And now I've got an iridescent look to it. So the little pretty little iridescence that came off of this has now adhered there. Let's try a blue. You are always going to put pretty side up. Pretty. Oh, and you can already see it grabbing. Let me pull this up. You can already see it there grabbing the glue. Take my bone folder, spend a little time making sure I go over each little piece. You will tell how much the girls love doing all of this by the amount of samples that we have for you today. Foiled. Let's try with the rose gold. So what do you have? What foils do you already own that you're using with Stacy tape or you're using with your Go Press and Foil? But now you're like, oh, I have stencils too. Can you, like I said, you can use it with the thin stencils without any question. For that, you'll run it through your Big Shot machine. But for something with this much dimension, I don't want to crush that dimension. My fingers are so sticky. Oh, I know that probably people are like, oh, that's nails on a chalkboard. Okay, I'll stop. I can hear it. You're all like, ah! All right, so let's just see. I know Doris and Claire would take more time with it. Just an iridescent over it. Got rid of the sticky. That way I can put it on anything I want, to that teal, to that rose goldy. Oh, so pretty. And it looks equally as good on white. So here is my stenciled one that I'm waiting for to dry. Here it is on white. Take my blue. And just go over it with my bone folder. A rolling pin, a brayer, what have you got? What have you got that you can add a little bit of pressure to make the transfer? You gotta have a rolling pin, right? Because you are gonna make those cookies one day. You're gonna make that pie crust. I know it. Bam. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. All you need are the right tools. And I'm only working on white and black paper. That's it. You don't need anything more than that. Oh, Stacy. See, it's stuck. There's the piece that I kind of threw it on. Let's see what happens if I throw. This is the piece that I just made it really thin. And it is dry and ready to go. It says, foil me. Now, I'm going to show you a card that they made from them playing like this, the girls. When we were playing with it and making it super thin and super thick and seeing what it all could do. Anywhere it's still sticky, it will take my foil. And I'm just using the leftovers. So, kind of looks like a hot mess, right? Wait. So the Deco Foil, easy to use. You just have to put your cardstock down, grab your stencil, grab your stencil. I almost thought I put it on backwards, it's so dirty. Open it up, grab a palette knife, and go. Peel it up and done. Now let it dry. And when it's all dry, it will look very clear. I thought it was a good product before. I was really interested in it before. I think it's a great product when you utilize it with your 3D stencils, because you can't get foil at a dimension. You just can't. And this is an amazing way to do that. Foils are always flat. That's just the way it is with a foil machine or a mink or a toner-based foil. It's always flat. But gosh, with these, can't you just see laying foil over this and letting it go? But to do that, you have to use the Deco Foil. Now, when I say you have options, I mean you have options. And here, I was playing with this one earlier. Playing with that earlier to get that dark color underneath and a lighter color on top. And again, staying with the dimension. So these stencils are what make all of this possible. And then it's up to you to use the mediums that you have to fill them in. Let me see if I've got one that isn't so, oh yeah, here. So, the stencils are what give you this opportunity, because they've never been that deep where you can layer the color, where you can build that. And they've never had it where you can. In fact, this is that stencil right there. Oh, Stacy. They've never had it where it is a silicone bottom, allowing you to lay it down and have it stick well, my hands are sticky, but it just doesn't move. It's just like my craft mat. And they don't, you think that they're gonna stretch out and they're gonna break, but they don't. They go right back into shape. I'm telling you, when I clean these, I'm gonna scrub them and I'm gonna wring them out, and then they're gonna all go right back into shape. They are hardy. And for $6.90 less 20%, holy smokes, artichokes. So we played with IZink ice. Beautiful, translucent, lovely. We played with the natural paints. We played with the glitter. We added a little bit of glitter too. Boy, my hands are sticky. We added glitter to a few of them. We added glitter to this one. Just a little touch of glitter. And all of these items can be done on metal, glass, wood, plastic, paper, you name it. Wait till you see the samples we have for you. Now this has all been, now I'm just gonna pull it all apart. And again, you would think, oh, Stacy, careful, careful. It's gonna go all back into shape. They are absolutely, I don't know what they're made out of. I don't know how mad scientist Fred figured this out or what he did, but God bless him for it, because it's a game changer in the way of stencils. Truly is. So we talked about these. Then we talked about the Crafters Workshop and their amazing pastes. Again, we don't carry a lot of pastes. It's not really what we do here, because I liked the Dreamweaver ones so much. They were so beautiful and they were so creamy that until I could find something that really, 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 really made my heart happy, well, when I got these, it was like, oh, these really make my heart happy. We have 6 colors for you. And then we moved on to the Deco Foil, which allows you to transfer. It's 2-way glue in an amazing application, a fabulous medium, thick enough to use on stencils and more. Well, this one's my closed one. I'm not gonna open that one. Put my little lid back on. I think that if you have DIY paint, you're good to go. If you've got diamond, you're good to go. If you've got some ice, you're good to go. But the stencils and the duos and the Crafters Workshop, if you had to focus on anything, that's where I would focus on. Definitely the stencils, without question, because it's a worldwide launch and we're going to have it for quite some time before anybody else. And then maybe you've seen this product elsewhere and you may already own it. Well, happy day. Isn't that nice when you already own something? And then if you've never tried pastes before, give these a whirl. I think you will really be happy with them. Now, let me show you. Oh, it's a mess. Let me show you real quickly. So the 6 colors of the paste. We have them open stock. We have an I Want It All of all 6 colors. If you buy the I Want It All, you get the stencils for free. Retail value about $5.15. So that comes with this. These are on sale for 20% off, whether you buy one or you buy all 6. But if you do buy the I Want It All, you will get the bonus stencils for free. Wahoo Kachoo. Then we have all the colors of the IZink. Don't fall. We have all the colors of the IZink. We have all the colors of the naturals on sale, but most importantly, I have the stencils, the leaf, and I mean, they just make the most beautiful backgrounds. The roses, I don't know if those are poppies or what they are, but they're stunning. I used this one quite a bit today. And I use this one with the foils. So all 6 are on an I Want It All. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, all 6 are on an I Want It All. 20% off. You can buy individual if you prefer, but if you buy all 6, we have also included the Art Sherpa stencil palette brushes. So there you go for that. Now let's go to samples because I've got a lot to show you. And I'm just gonna rinse my hands one more time before I touch everybody's beautiful hard work. And they look at me and go, "Are you kidding me?" Like, sorry. All right. Do I dare wipe it on my pants? No, but I can feel the glue coming off. Well, okay, they're jeans, right? Okay, let's just go with samples. Let me start. Okay, some of these are backgrounds that I made. I don't know if this is one of them. But some of them are backgrounds that I made when I was just playing, when I got the stencils in the first time, when I got the first 2 in, and I just had to see what they did. So pretty. And then here's the one I showed in the beginning that has a little bit of that glitter. A little bit of that glitter on top of, you've got metallics going on and the glitter going on, and you've got the, so we've mixed the metallics, the glitter, and the DIY natural paint, the IZink natural. This one is done with foil. So we'd use the duo glue. This one is just done using, oh, I want it this way, using the IZink ice. And you can see that sheen to it. It's like a glaze. And this one was done with the IZink ice. Isn't that background so cute? In the package, you kind of look at it and go, meh. But then when you see something made with it, you're like, And I don't know, that's $1.70, and 70 cents is $1.40. $1.40 off of $6.90 would be $5.50. So $5.50 a stencil, does that sound right? We'll see. Somebody will tell me if I'm close. And here, look at this. They ombre'd with the Crafter's Workshop, starting with the pearl, going into the, what I think is the platinum, all the way down to the Marcosite. Isn't that beautiful? Wouldn't that make somebody's heart happy? Now this is one I did. This was me playing. So I played and the girls made it into a sample. That was me. And they just kept it super simple. But this is using the white, the white pearl. This was using all modeling paste, all the colors of the modeling paste. And here we have thanks, using the modeling paste. And another using the modeling paste. And here we have this one with foil. Okay, are you ready? Remember this? Remember I made it really thin and then I just used the excess from the foils that I had? Well, that's what they did to do the background for this card. This is a piece of decoupage, but all the foil behind it, all of it was just haphazardly done like this, and then they put the car on top of it. Right? Don't let anything go to waste. That's a super cool guy card. With the excess. Here, this one was done with foils. And another with a foil. And then this one is mine. where I was playing with the background. See, you know it's mine because they only sent me like one to play with. So both of these are mine. Because I only had the one to play with. I think I only had one. But they made my heart happy. And here we have with the ice. Look at the colors on that. Is that gorgeous? And here's with the foil. Just as an accent. And then I have another with the foil where it's got that ombre look to it. No, that's not foil, that's the paste. Oh, that looks so good. Wow. That's the paste. Did I show this one? I think I showed this one. Yes, I did show that one. Okay, and then here. Now, this card was made with all the different scraps. It's all done with the stencils. You get all that dimension. And Doris, all the scraps of all the different cards that you just saw, all the cut-off pieces, that is how Doris made this card. Pretty darn smart, huh? All the little leftovers that got trimmed off during matting. Okay, now Claire has done 2 mixed media or altered art types of pieces, done with pastes. Here she mixed a little color in with the pearl white. And it is the rose stencil, the rose 3-dimensional stencil from Aladine. And here she's used a variety of the stencils. Like I used this one today and I used this one today. And she's used the Crafters Workshop paste to do all of that. Beautiful, right? This is Claire. She did such a great job. And then the next round of stencils, I think I'm going to tilt back just a little bit. Received today, literally today. I mean, like right before I taped. These came in from Aladine. This is a canvas bag. This is their IZink Diamond Glitter with the 3-dimensional stencil on a darling canvas tote. You have to heat set, but then it's completely washable. With the flower 3D stencil. And this would be IZink Diamond 24 karat. And I'm not sure what's underneath it, whether that is ice or I think that might be ice underneath it. Beautiful, right? And the cutest little t-shirt for a little girl. Oh, and look at even on the sleeve. Then we have another tote done with the ice. This is definitely done with the ice. These are just canvas bags. This one has a little matching side little companion. And they made the little gift tag all out of the 3-dimensional stencils and the IZink ice. And this is definitely ice because it's got that translucent glazy look to it. Here we have a adult t-shirt done with the stencil. And again, this is done with, looks like this is IZink ice. I can tell because the colors and the dimension to it and the fact that it's got a glazy look, and it looks like they used some of the white pearlescent ice to go on top of it to give it just a little extra. And they put a little bit on the shoulder. This is all on fabric. And yes, all of the IZink product is meant to use on multiple surfaces. It's an all surface. Look at this. Isn't this tote lovely? Love this. Also done with the ice. You just have to make sure that it is heat set properly. And then you're good to go. And then another little shirt for a little one. How cute is that for a little girl? And it's child friendly, it's child safe. Let your little, you know, you've got tweens. This is a great way for them to be creative during the downtime. You want sophistication? How about that? That's on a tote with the three, look at the dimension on that. With the dimensional stencils, the 3D stencils. And again, it's got its little bag to go with it. This is stunning. Stunning. Do I have to send this one back? I want to keep this one. Just saying. And then on just a basic canister. Probably had something else in it at one time. But that dimension all the way around. And remember I said plastic? Talk about, this has got to be from the dollar store. You probably got 3 for $1. The cute little box stenciled with the leaf stencil. And it looks like it's got 24 karat and maybe some ice on it. And then how cute is this? The rose stencil. Oh, Stacy. Okay, the rose stencil. All the dimension, all the color, all the beauty. Cute little centerpieces for something. Easy to do, inexpensive. And again, ooh, I like this one too. Talk about a nice little center, pull my pencils and my pens in. And all dimensional, you can see the dimension. And then last but not least, I'm gonna try and get this in here. Try to be a rainbow in somebody else, in someone's cloud. This is done with the, this is done with ice. This is stunning, stunning, and had nothing to do with card making. Stunning. Take yourself out of that box. Let yourself be free. Inexpensive fabric. Go, do. Inexpensive frame. This is probably from the dollar store frame. And have at it. Stickers. Make somebody's heart happy. You can do this. And again, it's got the dimension. All right, I'm gonna tilt up. I'm gonna say hello. Long, yes. Necessary, absolutely. Let me tilt on back. Go back, 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 back. I don't know how many different ways we use those stencils, how many different mediums we used. From the IZink Ice to the IZink Natural. We threw in the IZink Diamond, which is the glitter. We used the Crafters Workshop pastes. We used the Deco Foil from ThermoWeb. But the most important thing is that those stencils are amazing. Never seen anything like them before. So, worldwide launch here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and a big thank you to Keep It Cool Kevin, who always seems to just keep it cool. No matter how much I'm freaking out, he's like a perfectly still pond where you see the reflection of the mountains against it because it's so calm. Now what he does when he hangs up the phone with me, I have no idea. But I appreciate all that Kevin does. And to Fred, to Mad Scientist Fred at Aladine, you knocked it out of the park again, dude. Way to go. So it is me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple. You're gonna find all of these products, the stencils exclusively here at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. If you have a retail store that is close to you that is open for business, go visit them. See if they have the Duo paste from ThermoWeb. See if they've got the Deco or the ice or the paint. See what you can find, or the foils. see what you can find from them. And then if you can't do that, then go online and shop online. But try to support your independent mom and pop, even now more than ever. I know, being that my store is still closed, I know how much they would appreciate it. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. I hope you had a good time. Good night. Bye.